So to those I can see, we have just a second. Hello, Anastasia, Victoria, Sergey. How are you guys? Hello, Victoria.
Hear
Vapush.
me?
Yes, I
Oh,
can hear you, Victoria. How are you?
oh, you can see me. I'm fine. I came home installing when leave my parents.
Okay.
You Yes,
Uh, oh, you went out of the house.
yes.
Okay. It's cold outside. It's very cold. But I didn't go outside today.
It's cold today.
So how was your day?
Fine. I'm watch series and reading, and that's all.
Uh, what
And eat a lot.
what kind of series did you watch?
Um, a paper house.
A Paper House. I've never heard of this series before.
It's interesting series. I recommend you
Okay.
it.
I will check it out and I will let you know in the next class. So, how was your weekend, Victoria? What did you do during the weekend?
Um, I um my parents, my boyfriend parents um also move come to my house, and
Okay.
I uh, accurate eat them from my parents.
Okay, that's
Yes,
nice.
yes, and it was very nice weekend. We played in different games and talking a lot. And I saw my niece. Is she is little, 3 years old, and I played with her also.
Hmm. Okay, that's interesting. All right. So, Victoria, today we're going to talk about the power of words. The power of words. Uh,
Yes.
what comes to your mind, Victoria, when you hear this, when you see this title, The Power of Words?
Maybe it mean that if it important what you say and what words you use when when you want to uh, recommend something to somebody, or when you want to um, prove something, доказать,
Mm-hmm.
prove
Yes, to prove.
prove something, and it's important the words that you use, because it can it have influence on the other people.
Okay. Okay. And do you believe that words, so what comes to your mind? Um, okay, let me put it this way, the question. Do you have any favorite phrases or words in English?
Mm. Uh, and what this word should do? I not understand.
Okay. Do you have favorite words or phrases in English?
Mm,
Maybe like modesty, proverbs, like some motivational words.
maybe no English. Maybe not on English.
Okay, not in English or in Russian. Okay, what are your favorites? Do you have? such words in Russian language?
Mm. Oh, I don't know. I don't know really.
Okay.
Maybe hard.
So Victoria, how would you describe yourself in 3 words? How would you describe yourself?
Um, kind, maybe self-organized, and sometimes funny.
It's sometimes funny. You like humor, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Mm, what do you do if you read something and you don't understand the meaning of the words? What do you do?
I I look words in the dictionary or ask maybe or ask people,
Hmm.
some people. No, if we say about English words, I look it in the dictionary.
Okay. Uh, is it true that actions speaks louder than words?
Um, repeat, please. It's
Is it true? Okay. Is it true that
yes.
action speaks louder than words?
What is action? Action.
Tastier.
What?
Action is when we say action, to do something, that is action. For
Uh,
example,
yes, maybe yes. You should. Um, it important when you say something, but when you start do it, it's more important.
okay,
Yes,
yes, very good.
because without action, your words it's not have some sense.
That is true. Yes. Okay. Uh, Another question for you is, have you ever given a presentation in English before?
No, never. In English, never. Yes, never. Only on Russian in the university or at school, but never in English.
Okay, and in Russian, how was it for you? Yes, hello, Maria. Hello.
It was hard because you must to say something to the audience, and it a lot of people, and I have some um, discomfort.
Mm-hmm.
Discomfort, yes.
Okay. Uh, I have another question for you. Which languages are the most spoken throughout the entire world? Which language are the most spoken?
Maybe Russian language, because in this language there are a lot of words, and they have different meaning, and it more this language more emotional language. We
Oh,
can say one word. Yes, understand?
yes, I understand you. But Victoria, now, there's a lot of languages in the world, and which language, in your opinion, is the most spoken language in the world that has a lot of people speaking this language?
English. English language.
Okay, English.
Yes.
Okay. After
It's
English,
multinational language.
okay. Is there any other country speaking? Which other language is after English?
Maybe German language.
Okay, German language, and after German language.
Russian.
Okay, Russian language. Seems you love Russian language very much.
Yes.
Uh, can you speak Belarusian language?
No, I only use it when I was at school.
Okay, all right. Um, one more question for you. What is the most inspirational speech you've ever heard?
Inspirational?
Yes, motivational.
Motivational. Maybe speech um, that say mm, who create Apple? I don't know. Jobs, yes, Steve Jobs. When Steve Jobs said him speech
His speech.
for the student,
Oh,
this
so
speech.
where he gave a speech at graduation ceremony.
Yes, he said that we must be hungry and
Okay.
learn alone a lot.
Okay. All right. As so, Victoria. So someone's Maria says that she is with us as a listener, and she didn't solve the problem of how to use a mobile phone. Could you help her, Victoria? Maybe you explain to her later.
No, I never used a phone in this.
Okay.
Maybe some another student can help you. I
Oh,
can't.
okay. So, Victoria, so it's always a pleasure talking with you. We're going to take another student.
Me too. Okay.
So, in the meantime, about Maria, I wish I could help, but I think for me, I'm just using the computer. If there is anyone here who is using a mobile phone, you can please try to explain to Maria on what she has to do. Okay, so we're going to take Anastasia Beckish. Hello, Anastasia. Hello,
Hello.
Nastia.
Hello.
Yes, hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Everything is okay except the weather.
Except the weather. Okay. And how was your weekend?
Um, was pretty usual. I just did a lot of tasks for my studying. In my free time, I draw a little bit to watch some videos. So spend some time outside the house. I helped my mother to plant some flowers outside, and that is.
Okay, and what kind of videos do you watch? You said you watch videos.
I watched in YouTube some funny ones, some in English. Like I follow some bloggers, also late shows. Um, Also, I follow BBC English channel, and yes.
Okay, that's good. All right, Nastia, today we're talking about the power of words. And are you good with words? Would you say that you are the kind of person that knows how to say the right words at the right time?
I guess that I always I try to always think what I say, and because I don't want to say something to upset somebody or to disappoint maybe. So I always try to think twice before I say something to somebody.
Okay. And how often do you look in the dictionary, for the meaning of a word?
Very often, like when I watched videos or so on, and I hear some unknown words for me, um, I don't look for every word which I hear because I guess that it will annoy me very soon. But I try to look up for words which I see very often and they are unfamiliar for me, or maybe the main word which helped me to understand the whole phrase and so on. And I guess that maybe at least 10 times a day I look up something in the dictionary.
10 times a day. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I like write down, then I go to the dictionary, try to translate to understand the meaning, and yes, that's it.
You mean Russian words or English words?
English, I mean. Oh, you mean Russian?
Yes.
I oh, okay. Russian, no, not so often. Sometimes when I follow some blogger. She's Russian and she teach Russian. I follow her since I prepared for testing here in Belarus, and she usually give some unknown words in Russian, and I try to look up the meaning, but not so often. Once a week.
I think that, uh, well, I used to when I was a little bit younger, a lot. And I now maybe not so much because I realized that the more you read in your native language, the more you read materials or whatever it is that you're reading, it helps to build vocabulary and it allows you to, it helps you to build your personal vocabulary. You learn a lot of words, new words, and um, which gives you advantages over a lot of people who speaks the same language that like you do. And in English, yes, maybe once in a while there are some words, but the most important thing is usually I think is when you get the sense of what you're listening to, if it's a video or maybe it's a book that you're reading.
I
Okay,
agree with you.
yes. Do you have favorite phrases? Maybe they're motivational for you, that you keep saying to yourself and you like them. You like these words.
I don't think so. Like I haven't got any phrase that is how to say it, like lozung is the phrase which like the aim of my life or so on. I don't have such phrase, but maybe I'm too young and I will find such in the future. I
Okay.
hope.
For example, I know two. There is one that I've heard before. It says, "What doesn't kill you?" Okay, not killing anybody. What doesn't kill a person makes a person stronger.
Yeah.
Yes, I've heard this before. It's kind of interesting. But there is one that I really like, and it says, change yourself, change the world. Change yourself, change the world. And so I like this phrase a lot because that's why I say words have power, and this is for everyone listening. So because we always like to we like to find fault. I think it's a human nature to find uh, something wrong with someone else, but we don't like to look within ourselves. So that's why the phrase says, change yourself, you change the world. So that change should start with us first before and looking at another person. For me, that's one of my favorite uh, phrases.
Yes, that's a great one.
Yes. Okay, and one more question for you. Um, what is the most inspirational speech you've ever heard before?
I remember I saw a video, the speech of Charlie Chaplin. It was part of a film, I guess, and he was very inspirational because she said something about his aim to humanity and so on, and he's very emotional while he's saying the speech, but at the end he realized that the aim about which he spoke is difficult to achieve, and then his voice become lower, and he is becoming upset, and that's short but very inspirational video, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm. All right. Do you believe that actions speaks louder than words?
I think in most of the cases, yes, but the words are also very important because often we need to tell something very quick, and we sometimes don't think about what we are saying. We just saying our thoughts, and that's why maybe you can understand what person really thinks, what he believes, and what he thoughts, but not what he wants to say. Something like that.
Okay. So would you describe yourself, Victor, Nastya? Are you good with words?
Sorry,
Do
am
you
I?
know, can you motivate people? Do you know how to say the right words at the right time?
I don't know about motivation because I'm. I usually tend to be pessimistic more than optimist, and that's my bad bad how to say quality that I'd like to change maybe, and but I guess that I can help people sometimes not to be sad, to say something funny, maybe to joke when it's appropriate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I have one more question for you. Have you ever given a presentation in English?
Presentation.
Yes, maybe like a speech.
I think that at school I took part in conference when I spoke in English, and took part in Olympiads in English when I should to say some speech on a topic that I that was given to me. And also once in school we make a performance like like school theater or so on, and I was this storyteller. It was also in English.
How was it? Did you enjoy it? Did you like it?
Yeah, it was fun, but it was new for me, and a lot of our teachers, our pupils watched our performance, and I was a little bit nervous. But then when I start to say my words, it became easier, and everything was fine. We get our applause, and yeah, that was great.
Okay. All right then. And now I have one more question for you. Now, do you like art?
Yeah, I like.
So, do you believe that just one picture is worth more than 10,000 words? That a picture that sometimes when you see a picture or you see a painting, it's sometimes they have they carry a lot of message.
I guess that yes, a lot of pictures. When you look at that pictures, you can feel a lot of emotions, and different thoughts can came to your mind. But some pictures, especially ones that called modern art, that I don't like them so much, and where they just some colors on paper, and there is no sense, I guess. But I was when I was in Moscow, I visited the Tretyakovsky Gallery, and there was a lot of pictures that are very old, I can say. So
Oh,
yes, I was I I received a lot of emotions, and I was really happy that I visited that place. And after that, for some days, I feel like I have a lot of energy, more energy than before. And yeah, I guess that the answer to your question is yes, that some pieces of art can say and can send you a lot of emotions.
and they can also say a lot of words. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Nastya, as always, it's a pleasure talking with you. So, we're going to watch a video, and after this video, we're going to talk about um, what this video has to say. It's talking about inspiration. So I want you all to stay tuned, and we're going to watch this video in a minute. Just hold on. Two videos to be precise. This is the first one. It's titled "Never Give Up." So I think this is the first one. So I'm going to change just a minute to listen only, and I'll put.
Years from now, some of them may look back and ask themselves whether they've made the right choice, whether they've made the most of the opportunities they've been given. Together, we have the same mission. Over the course of your life, you will find that things are not always fair. You will find that things happen to you that you do not deserve and that are not always warranted. But you have to put your head down and fight, fight, fight. Never, ever, ever give up. Don't give in, don't back down, and never stop doing what you know is right. Nothing worth doing ever, ever, ever came easy. And the more righteous your fight, the more opposition that you will face. In your hearts are inscribed the values of service, sacrifice, and devotion. Now you must go forth into the world and turn your hopes and dreams into action. America has always been the land of dreams because America is a nation of true believers. When the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth, they prayed. When the founders wrote the Declaration of Independence, they invoked our Creator 4 times. Because in America, we don't worship government, we worship God. It is why our currency proudly declares, "In God we trust." And it's why we proudly proclaim that we are one nation under God. The story of America is the story of an adventure that began with deep faith, big dreams, and humble beginnings. The next generation of American leaders never, ever give up. There'll be times in your life you'll want to quit. Never quit. Never stop fighting for what you believe in and for the people who care about you. Carry yourself with dignity and pride. Demand the best from yourself. The more people tell you it's not possible, that it can't be done, the more you should be absolutely determined to prove them wrong. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. You must keep pushing forward. And always have the courage to be yourself. America is better when people put their faith into action. Pray to God and follow His teachings. Today, each of you begins a new chapter as well. When your story goes from here, it will be defined by your vision, your perseverance, and your grit. You will build a future where we have the courage to chase our dreams no matter what the cynics and the doubters have to say. You will have the confidence to speak the hopes in your hearts and to express the love that stirs your souls. As long as you have pride in your beliefs, courage in your convictions, and faith in God, then you will not fail. As long as America remains true to its values, loyal to its citizens, and devoted to its Creator, then our best days are yet to come. May God bless the class of 2017. May God bless the United States of America. And I just want to let you know that God blesses you. And I want to just say, you are special in every way. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I hope everyone can hear me now. So we're going to take another student, and Oksana. Hello, Oksana. Hello. Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
first time seeing you.
yeah.
How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. So, Oksana, from the video that you watched, what did you understand?
Well, I think that we saw really a great presentation, and I think that in such meetings, in such public meetings, the language is always different. It's like over, it has over meanings, I think, because people should understand you and like be influenced by your speech. That is why it's great, of course, because I think that really good specialists wrote it. That is why it sounds really good.
Okay.
And I liked it. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So, and what message did you get from the video?
I think that the main message was that the Americans are unique, because it was like a speech to Americans. He said that they should remember that they are unique, that they are best in every sphere. They should be best. That is why they should be over motivated. And also, I think that it was connected also with patriotism, because he was like, his speech was about love to his country, the unique of his country, and also he used the God, and I think that is a good point, because people who has who are religic, who believe in it. Yes, villages, yeah, because villages will be more will more like the speech if because of this, and it was great. I think it was good, but it was a speech prepared. It was a really good prepared speech, so it's not surprising to me.
Well, of course, you're right. First of all, the speech was prepared because for every politician or president, head of state, they make speeches are prepared for them. So in order to be able to pass messages across to people. But Oksana, you know, today's topic was about the power of words.
Yeah.
And do you are you are you good with words?
Can you repeat, please?
Are you good with words? Are you good with words?
Yeah, I think I'm good with words, but in Russian, I think, and because I like Russian, I like this language, and I like use a lot of words of this language, and I think that this language is really flexible. So yeah, I like the this language. That is why I think that I'm a little bit powerful in it. But talking about the power of words in general, I believe in it. Believe in it, yeah, of course, because I really think that the words has have its own power. Because I think that we all first of all we hear and see, and then we analyze. That is why what we are talking about and how we are talking about really doesn't has a matter. Yeah.
Okay. But now talking about you said in Russian language, so no, when I mean good with words, Oksana, uh, do you do you know how to say the right words at the right time?
Yeah, I think I do. I know it.
So you know how to motivate people with your words.
Uh, I don't know how I can motivate people because people should be self-motivated in it. I think they should understand that they need it. Then they want to have an opportunity to say anything in different ways and be good in it. Because if a person doesn't want to be flexible in words, it doesn't matter what I will say. I think we should understand that we need it, and then we can fix it and learn better.
Okay. And how long have you been learning English, Oksana?
Since my school time, but at school my English was rather better than it is now, really, because what?
Why is it so?
Because at school I was learning. I had a lot of lessons, and I had really good teachers, and I had private tutors. That is why I had result. But then at university, I think that there were less hours, and it was not as interesting as it was at school. And I think that I was not actually motivated. You know, like you think that, oh, my English is good. I shouldn't pay a lot of attention on it. But then, after some years at university, I understood that without practice and without good lessons, my English just disappointed me. It disappeared. That is why I decided that I need to fix it, and I just now study it.
Okay, and do you have favorite words or phrases in English?
No, I don't think so. I just realized that I usually say a lot of doesn't matter. It is my usual word. Yeah. I don't know why, but I always use it.
Okay. Do you have favorite words in Russian that you use all the time?
All the time? No, I don't know any interesting words that I used every time. Just like common words, maybe, of course, like, and so on. Usual words, yeah, they common in my speech, in my everyday speech, but some interesting language, I don't know.
Okay, so and
I didn't think about it.
all right, and now because obviously now you're learning English and you study so there might be times when you come across new words in English. What do you do when you read something and you don't understand the words?
In English or in Russian?
In English, in English.
In English, I use translator, as all of us, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I usually use translator, or maybe sometimes there are complicated words that in different. I mean, it can be adjective and noun, and they are different a little bit, but they have a common part. And I know how maybe it translates as adjective, but I don't know as a noun. what is the definition, and I just a little bit think about it.
Okay. How would you describe yourself in 3 words?
Introvert. Maybe laughing person. Laugh a lot. What is how can smiling person maybe.
All right.
And I think that противоречивый. I mean,
in English, could you?
Just a second. Contradictory.
Why did you use the word
conflictor? Maybe because sometimes I can be active and at the same passive, and I mean that some opposite characteristic can conflict in me. That is why.
Okay. One more question for you is, what is the most inspirational speech, Oksana, you've ever heard?
I remember that there were some speeches at university. We landed, but I can't. I forgot it. But I think that maybe all political speeches are really good.
You like politics?
I don't good in it, but I think that the speech in politics, they are good. I know that most of all they are not honest. We are not talking about honesty, but their structure of speech and how it sounds, I think that political are good.
Okay.
And also sometimes speeches about some social projects also are good because they should send you some emotions, and that is why they are good, and you just can cry a little bit. I mean social projects speech can be really good also.
So, yeah, because they inspire you to do something.
Yeah, and sometimes they're so emotional.
Okay. And one more question for you. And how do you motivate yourself?
I am not self-motivated person. I'm bad in it. Maybe when I want to be motivated, I should understand that I need it, and sometimes I write just points why I need it, and then so when I just want to be lazy and don't want to do anything, I just get these topics and realize that yeah, I need it, and that is kind of my motivation. But I think that people motivate me real good, because talking about our lessons, self-motivated person can study English by itself.
Yes.
But I am not. I need to be in group. I should. I need schedule. That is why sometimes I think that people motivate me.
Okay. And it means basically that you need some sort of urging or some sort of push to
outside motivation.
I see. Okay. And so do you have brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I have a brother, a younger one.
Okay, a younger brother.
Yeah.
Okay, and does he speak English too?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he studies English, but I don't know if he's better in it, because he doesn't like to speak English, but he needs it, because right now, if you want to study at university, you need English. That is why he studies it, and he has good marks, but he doesn't like to speak English with me.
Okay.
But I think he's rather good, because I know his tutors, they're really brilliant. That is why, I mean, I think he can speak English well.
Okay. Okay, that's good, Oksana. So, it's a pleasure talking with you and seeing
Me
you
too.
this time. And so what I'm going to say is, I remembered I told one of the students talking about inspirational quotes. For me, my inspirational quote is, because I think everyone has something that inspires them, and for me, it's change yourself, change the world. That's
Yeah,
my,
it's good. It's
yes.
good. Maybe it really works, because I mean, if you really want to change yourself, you will do everything you can. Yeah.
Yes. So it means it works. I think it works because when we start to, I believe when we make that change within ourselves, we can change the world a little by little. If everyone tries to, instead of everyone focusing, putting a lot of focus on someone else and saying, "Oh, this person is should change something." Why don't we try to change something about ourselves? When I mean in a positive way. So that's why we say
To
change yourself.
change, yeah, to change an attitude, maybe.
Yes, to change something about ourselves to
Yeah,
positive.
it's good.
We change the world in a little way.
Yeah, all of us.
So, uh, as always, it's a pleasure with you, Oksana.
Me too.
Yes, we're going to take another student, and we have Sergenko Victoria. Hello, Victoria. Victoria, can you hear me? Hello. Hello, Victoria.
Can you hear?
Yes, I can. Yes.
No.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm pretty well, thank you. Everything is okay except the weather outside.
Yes, everyone keeps complaining about the weather outside. And did you go anywhere today?
No, I stayed at home during the day and just came outside and just went outside only to my post box.
So you don't go anywhere at all. You're self-isolated.
Yes, I think so.
When was the last time you went out?
Um, Frankly speaking, I live in the house, not in the flat, so I can go outside to our yard uh, when I want to do it. So only the weather can stop me.
Okay. I mean, when was the last time you went inside the city? Maybe going to the magazine.
Um, Only just in magazine. Um, Usually our parents when came from their work, they before they come to our home, they go to shop and because it's close to their workplace. So I don't go to the city. I think more than a month, I can say.
Wow, that's a long time.
And I live in small town, so I have no place to go to.
Okay. And what's the name of your town?
Loev is the south east of Belarus, next to the river Dnieper, and over this river we have Ukraine.
Interesting, but I don't know this place.
It's not surprised for me.
Okay, is it close to Grodno? What's
No,
region?
Gomel region.
Gomel region. Okay. All right, Victoria, we're talking about the power of words. From the video that we watched, what did you understand from that video?
I understand from that if you want to achieve something, if you want to become a successful person, you just have to work hard, and don't give up. Don't pay attention to other people's word about you never achieve this, or something like it's not your you'll be lose on it or something and stuff like that. So you just have to work and have to believe in your dream, in your goal, and then after that you will achieve it, and you will prove to other people that you did it.
Okay. What is are you good with words, Victoria? Would you say that you're good with words?
I think sometimes. I agree that I sometimes can say some useful words, can support some people in difficult times, and can make them calm, and but not always. There are some situations when I have no words, but I want to support person, but I don't know what to say. There are some situations too.
Okay. How would you describe yourself, Victoria, as a person in 3 words?
Okay, I think I'm helper. I'm stubborn, and I'm funny.
Helpful, stubborn, and funny.
Yes.
Okay. Why did you describe yourself as being a stubborn person?
There are there are 2 parts of this feature of my character. First of this is that if I like something, I spend all my time on the deal, on that interest in a hobby, because I'm interested in it. And another side of this feature is that I don't see the borders. I can, for example, argue, or I don't know, prove something too much, even more than it it have to be. It has to be. So I think this my both uh, both advantage and disadvantage of mine.
Okay. And do you have any favorite words that you
Let
use
me
to motivate yourself?
to motivate in difficult times when I'm tired, or I have a lot of tasks to do, or I have losses, I say to myself such phrase I can say, like everything is like have is how it have to be, or um, and it makes me keep calm and think about the future, about what I have to do then after when something has happened.
Okay. What is the? Have you ever given a presentation in English before?
Maybe only twice at the university during our English classes. We have it was kind of credit, and just have to prepare the presentation and present it to our group. It was about, I mean, I talk about the Northern Ireland, about their flower, about their anthem, flag, and something like that.
Okay. I have one more question for you, and do you have any favorite words in Russian as well? Maybe words that you would say that it's kind of like your mantra. Or let me put it this way, are you self-motivating or you need some sort of motivation from people around you?
I think both. I can say something to myself to make me do some tasks, and I need to that someone told me some motivate words, support me in different way to make me feel calm and to with, I think, new breath. I can do something what I have to do with more and be more productive in different ways.
Okay. All right, Victoria. So as always, it's a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you.
So, we're going to watch one more video that I have, and it's still also on motivation, and we're going to talk about it when we get back. So in the meantime, just hang on. Let me try to get the video. So here's the video. I'm going to change the settings.
Number one, put God first. Put God first in everything you do. Everything that you think you see in me, everything that I've accomplished, everything that you think I have, and I have a few things, everything that I have is by the grace of God. Understand that. It's a gift. 40 years ago, March 27th, 1975, it was 40 years ago, just this past March, I was flunking out of college. I had a 1.7 grade point average. I hope none of you can relate. I had a 1.7 grade point average. I was sitting in my mother's beauty shop. They still call it beauty shops now? What they call it now? Yeah, I was sitting in the beauty parlor. I was sitting in my mother's beauty parlor, and I'm looking in the mirror, and I see behind me this woman under the dryer. And every time she looked up, every time I looked up, she was looking at me, just looking me in the eye. And I didn't know who she was, and I said, she said, somebody give me a pen, give me a pencil, I have a prophecy. March 27, 1975, she said, boy, you are gonna travel the world and speak to millions of people. Now mind you, I flunked out of college. I'm thinking about joining the army. I didn't know what I was gonna do, and she's telling me I'm gonna travel the world and speak to millions of people. Well, I have traveled the world, and I have spoke to millions of people. But that's not the most important thing, the success that I had. The most important thing is that what she taught me and what she told me that day has stayed with me since. I've been protected. I've been directed. I've been corrected. I've kept God in my life and has kept me humble. I didn't always stick with him, but he always stuck with me. So stick with him in everything you do. If you think you want to do what you think I've done, then do what I've done and stick with God. Number 2, fail big. That's right. Fail big. Today's the beginning of the rest of your life, and it can be very frightening. It's a new world out there. It's a mean world out there, and you only live once. So do what you feel passionate about. Take chances professionally. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots, and you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. I try to give myself a goal every day. Sometimes it's just to not curse somebody out. Simple goals, but have goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline, which you have already done, and consistency every day, not just on Tuesday and miss a few days. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works. Working really hard is what successful people do. And in this text, tweet, twerk world that you've grown up in, remember, just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Remember that. Just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Don't confuse movement with progress. My mother told me, she said, yeah, because you can run in place all the time and never get anywhere. So continue to strive, continue to have goals, continue to progress. Number 3, you'll never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. I'll say it again. You'll never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. I don't care how much money you make, you can't take it with you. And it's not how much you have. It's what you do with what you have. We all have different talents. Some of you will be doctors, some lawyers, some scientists, some educators, some nurses, some teachers. Yeah, okay. Some preachers. The most selfish thing you can do in this world is help someone else. Why is it selfish? Because the gratification, the goodness that comes to you, the good feeling that I get from helping others, nothing's better than that. Not jewelry, not big house I have, not the cars, but it's the joy. That's where the joy is, in helping others. That's where the success is. Finally, I pray that you put your slippers way under the bed tonight, so that when you wake up in the morning, you have to get on your knees to reach them. And while you're down there, Say thank you for grace. Thank you for mercy. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for wisdom. Thank you for parents. Thank you for love. Thank you for kindness. Thank you for humility. Thank you for peace. Thank you for prosperity. Say thank you in advance for what's already yours. That's how I live my life. That's why I am. One of the reasons why I am today. Say thank you in advance for what is already yours. True desire in the heart for anything good is God's proof to you, sent beforehand to indicate that it's yours already. I'll say it again. True desire in the heart, that itch that you have, whatever it is you want to do, that thing that you want to do to help others and to grow and to make money, that desire, that itch, that's God's proof to you, sent beforehand already to indicate that it's yours. And anything you want good, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it. When you get it, reach back. Pull someone else up. Each one. Don't just aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference.
Okay, so that was the second video that's talking about. It's also a motivational video. So I'm going to talk to one of you. We have Sergey. Hello, Sergey. Hello.
Hello, Mike.
Yes, hello, Sergey. How are you?
Thanks. I'm fine.
Okay, from the video that we just watched, remember we watched two videos, and this the second one. What did you understand from this video?
In this video, I understand that when we something make, we must remember that God always with us, and we to achieve success, we also must remember that it is hard work. It is etc. And then we must help other people, help always, and they can achieve them targets.
Okay. That's very good, Sergey. So, because we were talking about the power of words, and do you get inspired by words that do you get motivated? Let me say motivated by some words that you hear, Sergey?
I remember some phrases such as when Neil Armstrong made the first step on the surface of the moon, he said that it is the small step for a man, but it is a giant step for
mankind.
Maybe I don't remember.
It was a very famous. These were famous words. One small step for man and one giant leap for mankind.
Mankind.
Yes,
okay.
Mankind, for the human race. For the human species. For man. That's what he was talking about. How would you describe yourself, Sergey, in 3 words?
I think that I am maybe little don't little. I'm reliable. I'm reliable. I am independent, and sometimes I can be short-tempered.
Short-tempered.
And bossy. I am bossy.
Okay, bossy.
I think that yes.
Did anyone tell you that you're bossy, or you think that you are bossy?
Why I think that I am bossy?
Yes.
I can make a lot of things. A lot of things. For example, I repair my flat. I repair my car. My brother, my father, and I, we build it our summer house
together. Okay.
So.
All right, Sergey. As always, it's a pleasure talking with you, and it's always interesting also to get feedback. So from each and every one of you. So, and our lessons will have to come to an end here. So, for all of you who gave feedback regarding today's topic, the power of words. So it was interesting. listening to all of you, giving your opinions, your mindsets, what you think on each questions, talking about describing yourselves in 3 words. It was interesting. So there's going to be another video talking about the grammatical aspect of this topic, the power of words. So I want to say I'm happy to see all of you today, to hear from you, and I wish you all a wonderful evening, and everyone should be safe in this time, and see you on Thursday. In the meantime, so I say good night to everybody and take care of yourselves.